Federal program called AbilityOne that uses your taxpayer dollars to provide jobs to disabled people, which was the subject of a recent exclusive investigative report right here on 360. It is now in the crosshairs of the Department of Justice. What could be just the first of many raids across the country took place this week in Memphis at an unlikely location. Goodwill Industries in Memphis is a multi-million-dollar subcontractor with that federal program, taking in millions of dollars supposedly to hire the severely disabled. Agents raided offices of Goodwill trying to find evidence they are not. At stake, $2.3 billion in tax money doled out by a little-known federal agency called AbilityOne, which sources tell CNN is alleged to be involved in a nationwide corruption scheme. Here's CNN senior investigative correspondent Drew Griffin.
CNN cameras were on site at the Goodwill headquarters in Memphis, Tennessee Wednesday as dozens of federal agents swarmed this parking lot. It's all part of a massive nationwide investigation into alleged fraud, insider dealing, and bid rigging on federal contracts. Contracts that are supposed to go to helping severely disabled get jobs.
No comment, please.
No one inside is talking. The person described to CNN as a manager here led away to his car without comment. As CNN first reported in July, nearly $2.3 billion in government contracts earmarked to hire the severely disabled are at stake. And the investigation, CNN has learned, goes way beyond Goodwill Industries in Memphis. It is, in fact, part of a nationwide probe into possibly dozens of government contractors who may be violating the law. The government agency that's in charge of awarding contracts is called AbilityOne, and the entire program is now under investigation by the Justice Department and several inspectors general. Goodwill in Memphis has multi-million-dollar AbilityOne contracts with the IRS, the Veterans Affairs, and the Public Services Building Agency. To get an AbilityOne contract, the government requires 75% of the work be performed by people who are severely disabled. This former hiring manager says at the AbilityOne contractor she used to work for, the company would fill the tens of millions of dollars in contracts with just about anyone who walked in the door.
So you could say 100% of my employees are severely disabled.
Correct.
And none of them are.
Right.
And you'd still have this contract.
Right. Because there's nobody checking.
Drew, Goodwill is a name that a lot of people know. A lot of people have very positive thoughts about it. This is going to come as a shock to them.
Yeah, John, this raid took place searching for evidence that Goodwill Industries in Memphis is one of these contractors across the country that's been awarded federal contracts specifically to hire the severely disabled. And according to our sources, they are not. It's a lot of money, too. $22 million to this Memphis office alone since 2010.
Has Goodwill responded?
Only that they're cooperating. We've heard nothing from the international headquarters and nothing at all, John, from the most important agency in all this. That's AbilityOne, the presidential commission that is supposed to be checking on the disability hires and, according to our sources, is deliberately allowing these contracts to go to contractors who aren't meeting these federal guidelines. A lot more to come in almost every part of the country on this.